Hey, what's going on YouTube, and welcome. DauT's going to build some castles, or he's going to try to build some castles in this game. This is a 1v1 continental game, which you have to see. DauT's here in the red, playing as the Spanish. We have MBL. He is playing as the Mongols. Now, Continental is a new map that came in with the map pool recently in 1v1. Not a map that players... Well, I guess there's mixed opinions on the map, and we'll leave it at that. But man, is this a treat. Now, you're probably wondering, T90, where's your fancy schmancy overlay that shows all the resources at the top left and the top right and the populations? Yeah, I miss it too. Just the way with Age of Empires 2 DE works, every time there's an update, sometimes the formatting of that mod and how it operates just breaks. So that's being dealt with right now. It might take a few days, and then you guys should have that mod for all my 1v1 casts. Now, granted, this is a YouTube-only cast. So tomorrow's upload might have been something on my stream from when it was working. So kind of all over the place with that, but just so you guys are aware, we'll have to deal with what the game actually gives us. So DauT's playing as the Spanish, and this is kind of a YOLO civilization. It's a civilization where normally, in 1v1s anyways, you're trying to get to conquistadors. And then Mongols are similar, at least in the sense that they always try and get to their unique unit, the Magadai. So... you know, you have DauT, who's the master of castles or failing castles, and then you have MBL, who's Mongols, will also want to build some castles. It makes for a pretty entertaining game. So this map, there's been a few changes since the last time I uploaded a 1v1 with it, which was, I think, back in November or December was in the map pool. I don't know. I think the last one I uploaded, I actually played, and I kind of talked through how you guys might want to play it, strategies, etc., and maybe that'll be recommended at the end. But you have water all around the sides of the map, so it's very important to dock for fishing and maybe even go aggressive on water. And then you have normally there's three ways to get to the opponent. So there's the middle area where there's going to be wood lines and hill, and then there's the sides too. Now sometimes this isn't connected. You see how this is close to not be or not being connected, but in general, you're going to have three avenues of attack. So if you're going to wall and play defensive, it's not so easy to do because, well, the map gen's a little bit awkward. And finding those little choke points is not so easy. I suppose you could go for a dock here if you're DauT. Of course, he doesn't know what we know, but if he were to know about it, it might not be a bad idea to dock here so his fishing would be safe, as normally players dock on the outer edge. Like MBL right here, he's already docking in that corner. Probably the best dock spot is the corner on most maps because that's where a lot of fish congregate. Find a piece of land that juts out like that, you're going to find more deep fish instead of kind of a little shoot, like an area where, like if this was a cookie and you took a bite out of the cookie, you don't want to dock where you bit. That's awful. That's awful. There's a word for this, and you guys are probably thinking of it, and you're thinking, how on earth does this guy speak for a living? I'm sorry. But, like, don't try and avoid docking in these types of areas, all right? Sorry, I'm hungry. My girlfriend made some cookies recently, and I'm not allowed to have them yet, so I'm just like, all right, fine. You got to take them somewhere? Fine. I'm a bit upset about it, not going to lie. How is DauT ahead by villagers at this point? 2 villager lead. Okay, so MBL had to research Loom, because I guess he saw this wolf. So that idled his TC. And then DauT... ah, okay. Well, Spanish villagers do build faster. So DauT already got that dock up nice and early, and he already has 2 fishing ships out. So that kind of explains it. Not getting Loom and then having an extra fishing ship. I really like this touch now. I'm not sure what you guys think about the update, but... was last month they made it so villagers can drop off food at docks. I was actually dumb enough once, because I forgot about it, to build a mill next to some deer, which is right next to the dock. I was really upset about it, but this is quite cool. The villagers can stay there, collect some shorefish. You don't need to send them the whole way back. There is some risk in that, of course. But anyways, enough about the fish. Okay, DauT, he just researched Loom. He's starting to wall. Great start to the strategy if he wants to go for a castle, right? He doesn't want to get any, receive any pressure early because he needs to play defensive to get to that castle. Now, MBL, he's on the way to feudal age, and this is very much a product of the Mongol hunt. He hunts 40% faster, So you could bring in food a lot faster than DauT can. DauT's eco might be better long term, right? Because he has more eco working for him right now. But the idea behind the strat is probably to dock. You could do a variety of different things, but what's common is to see a second dock and then some fire galleys to clear out the opponent's fish. Then from there, who knows, but MBL does have his scout down here. And if he wants to, he could kill this villager. Yeah, DauT, you should just build 2 palisades. This is the thing. I love DauT, and it's just a rated game. But I feel like most people would notice that, realize the risk because you're up against Mongols and they normally infeudal age fast, and just build 2 palisades to protect the Ville. Alright, well, he didn't notice. Now he's reacted, and he tried. You know, he tried to do the whole click wall thing. I think MBL commented something along the lines of, it's always funny when DauT tries to be Viper, and DauT loses the Ville. However, you know, losing a Ville, even losing 2 or 3 villagers, doesn't matter if you can get some castles up, if you can get to those conquistadors. And this isn't going to be your typical Spanish upload, where they build a castle in the front of their base and go for conquistadors. Now, DauT has something else in mind. So MBL at this point, he's feeling like he's in a good spot. He's going to clear out DauT's fishing ships. He's going to maintain a lead on water. He's probably going to add more fishing ships. He's not transitioning into any land army just yet. It's still a lot about eco. But DauT being fully walled tells him, alright, well, DauT's not going to go aggressive against me, so I'm good for now. It still will take a long time for DauT to make a castle. MBL thinks he'll be able to see where that castle is. He could wall himself, right? And if you look at MBL's scouting, the only thing he hasn't found is the main gold. And when he finds the main gold, he's going to see the stone. So he should know, even without scouting it, because it's just the meta, that a castle's coming. But you know, he doesn't know where, he doesn't know when. Now this is actually a pretty common thing. To dock in Dark Age, add fishing ships, collect like 500 to 700 food, and then just give up the water. It's a pretty common strategy. And MBL sees the market. He will then assume that a blacksmith's going to be coming up too. Excuse me. I promise I don't have corona. And, uh-oh! Wait, is that actually walled in? Now who's not paying attention? Oh, that's karma right there. That is some AoE2 karma if I've ever seen it. Now, that's funny and all, because MBL's scout is trapped. And MBL talked a little smack about DauT not being able to quick wall it, and now DauT just did it. But it's huge if DauT wants to go for a forward sneaky castle, isn't it? And DauT, he has a full HP scout. He's running forward to see what MBL's up to. He's on the way to Castle Age. He's been on stone. You'll notice now MBL starts to wall. He knows conquistadors will come. So MBL, he's starting to wall. But as I mentioned earlier, it's kind of hard to know where to wall on this map. You don't really know how to get through. And if you don't know like the little passageways that they can arrive to, you don't know where to wall. And also, you need to prioritize where and how much you invest. MBL is going to have the better long-term eco now because he's adding fishing ships, even adding fishing ships in the north. Plenty of them working, and he will have the resources and buildings to go to Castle Age in a moment. He's going to stone. He figures, I'm fine. However, MBL's scout is stuck here. MBL can't respond to what's about to happen, and DauT is going for a ballsy move, even sending weak villagers. I think this is the product of the meta almost, right? Like, MBL understands the meta to the point where he just assumes that castle's going to be built at home. And DauT understands the meta. He understands that MBL is probably not going to be able to wall everything. MBL is going to have better eco, but he could be sneaky now. And look at this. Look at this castle spot from DauT. Look at it. Look at it. Now, MBL, he didn't notice. He could build a tower. He didn't notice yet. He also doesn't have the DauT castle mod on. Isn't that a beautiful sight of the Lord? Now, guys, here's the deal about Spanish. They build 30% faster. So MBL, I believe, noticed around now There's no way that he could get a tower up in time and kill all of these villagers. And MBL could lose this villager. So MBL, he sees the castles up, he reacts, but he was never expecting that. He was looking at everything else. His scout's now been taken out. And now he can't take his gold. And what we haven't talked about is gold spots on this map, because we've talked about everything else. So there's the main gold for MBL. That is now DauT's main gold. He says thank you very much. There's the secondary gold for MBL. And here's the third. MBL can take stone. But he needs to get his own castle up so he can secure some resources. Because the conquistadors are already on the way. Now, MBL has a 10 eco lead. That's mainly the fishing ships. So while he doesn't have his berries, while he might lose a villager or two here, doesn't have the farm, it's actually still better for him with food numbers. But you always have to take that with a grain of salt, right? Because MBL also has like 21 villagers building a castle. He's not collecting resources. The DauT kills a few. He actually loses a conquistador, but he has another one in the castle and another one on the way. MBL will now have to use the market a bit to get some manga dye out. Okay, so this is what MBL can see. He can see his golds, but what you do in this situation is it's always really tough to judge. It's hard to know what to do, whereas DauT doesn't have the craziest economy, but, you know, is starting to add some farms. Of course, untouched. What a crazy castle spot from DauT. He's actually going to use his conquistadors against the fishing ship now. You might as well. MBL maybe wants to build another castle here. 20 on stone right now. What does DauT know? What's his scouting been like? He's actually scouted really well. He's added a conquistador to this dock. He's sending 3 to this dock. That's one way to take out fishing ships. Actually, that's probably the smartest thing that DauT has done with this. Like, the castle itself was really cool. But to realize that MBL's lead is because of the water and send a few conquistadors, they're so smart. Like, now look at this. Now this is getting closer. And MBL invested into extra docks, a lot of wood into the fish. I like it. MBL will place his own castle here. He's going to get that castle up. That means that DauT needs to leave the gold. It doesn't mean MBL can take the gold, unfortunately. I like that. I like that castle a lot, because now MBL can take wood, too. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to. MBL does have fletching. If he gets wood and gold, then maybe he can make manga dye. And manga dye are quite a good unit against conquistadors. So just to give you a DauT eco update, he's on 2 TCs. Does not really have the food eco to produce out of 2 TCs just yet. We'll see a lot of market abuse in this game. He'll probably start buying a bit of food. You need about 6 farms per town center to keep them producing. So notice how this one has the food to produce. There, he just bought food. Yeah, now he's producing. And he'll sort that out with a few farms. But DauT sends these villagers to this gold. And he has these conquistadors on this gold here. So MBL... he knows he needs gold. He's suffocated at this point. But he doesn't know what's out here. He doesn't know about that mining camp. Alright, he sees the vills. He has enough for a TC. DauT has just sent his conquistadors. Were they not here a moment ago? I guess he was... I don't know why he didn't stay here. But he's probably like, oh no! I can't let him get a TC up, so he's desperate. Like, he knows he needs to deny all these golds. MBL sent enough villagers. He committed to the TC, just like DauT did earlier with the castle. He might lose a vill or two, but that castle is going, or excuse me, TC is going up, and DauT will need to leave that gold. Now, what I'd like to see from DauT is maybe a tower here, real quick, just to deny that. And DauT also has sat a few conquistadors, I guess technically stood, behind this wood line, so MBL will have to reposition, and DauT's now over here too! It's a sick strategy! DauT is reading the map so well, knows where the golds are, knows where the woods are, and poor MBL, I call him the cockroach of AoE. Most other players would resign at this point. Because you definitely don't have an eco lead anymore. You don't even have your main TC. Both these lumber camps are denied. This is just horrible. But he's MBL. And when I call him the cockroach, I say it in the most endearing way possible, because it's a mentality that is in him that I think you're just kind of born with. Like, especially the more you know about a game, the more you're going to be able to realize the chances you have. And I think the more you're going to be able to think, ah, whatever, I can't win. You know? I don't know. Maybe you can rewire your brain, but it makes MBL games so interesting because of his cockroachiness. Well, he has 5 Manga Die, he has Bod Canero, and now you're looking at 6 range for 6 range, and if MBL micros properly, maybe free up some of these wood lines, some of these golds. You can see the power of Manga Die with the fast firing speed, and guys, it's 56 population for both. The DauT does have the better food economy. I mean, he can do whatever he wants. He didn't lose many villagers in this game. Of course, lost the fishing ships. Still has a conquistador up here. And I guess those are the only fishing ships that MBL has remaining. But it's just a matter of time until those fishing ships go down. Unless MBL goes to deal with them, of course. Yeah, and I think he's about to with those 2 Manga Die. Whoa! MBL has a counter. Was there a hole there? I think there was a hole, or... maybe he broke through, and DauT has to send 8 conquistadors back to deal with this. MBL somehow building a university. I don't know why exactly. Maybe he wants the ballistics upgrade. I guess that would make sense. And he will deal with this. This is such a high-level game. I know that it's kind of memey with the forward castles, but this is so sick. And then we have the micro over here. And impressive micro from MBL. Like, really impressive. Also, he sees which ones are weak here. So he's focused on the weak ones, and he's evened out the numbers a little bit. I do think, though, conquistadors in low numbers should be better. And DauT is building another castle. So now, MBL, who never really was able to take this gold, definitely can't take it. And he has to make a run for it. Again, we're kind of back to market abuse territory for him. A little bit of gold, but doesn't have the food count that he would want. Just a panic cockroach TC to stay alive here. He can't take much of his golds at all. Can't take the stones he would want to take. Life is tough. Here he comes. He knows that DauT was probably coming over this direction. And he quickly takes care of these conquistadors. DauT arrives to the new TC from MBL. And he's aware that MBL is in a rough position just by looking at how the villagers were standing there. But it's 28 kills versus 26. It's very close. DauT does have a 54 vil lead versus 50. Now, here's the deal. When you're in MBL's position, you need to somehow take these castles out. You can't wait for Imp because you can't get to Imp, right? So, you have 2 choices. You have Rams, which can work really well. However, since DauT has villagers here, it's possible he could build a siege workshop and Mangonel's behind. He could attack with the villagers. I don't know. Also, conks aren't that bad against Rams. Or, you could go for the Batard option. Alright? DauT really needs to get some units back here, and I guess he's on his way. MBL is like, he's tied up the Vil count again. He's sending Vils, or excuse me, Manga Die over here to chase down these Vils. It's a really sick game. DauT, of course, could kill everything MBL has in an instant, and here he goes. I wonder if it's worth it for DauT to add a dock at this point. Maybe not. But just a sneaky dock over here to add fishing ships. I feel like MBL's not going to patrol these fires anywhere else than where they're already patrolling. Guess to invest hundreds of wood into that when you're already going into farm eco is a bit difficult, but like, DauT really wants to deny everything with castles right now. He's yet to build a famed DauT castle where it fails. And MBL sees the villagers, so he's well aware. He does have ballistics now. And he's probably thinking, how can I take out the castles? But also, he knows he needs to micro here. He is microing really well, but it's not going to be easy. And that mod gets me every time. DauT's placing a castle behind this wood line now. So this will be castle number 4 from DauT. At this point, he's going to run out of freaking stone. Will it go up, though? Or will this be a DauT castle? MBL still making more Manga Die. DauT will send more conks over. I think that castle's going up, so MBL will run again. Again, players in the top 20, top 50, or top 100. So many would resign in this situation. Not MBL. Not MBL. He continues to migrate. He's played Nomad once or twice. He knows the drill. There he goes. So he lost his main TC, he lost his second TC. Now this third TC is useless, and he's going to go build another one. Still very close game. DauT has the position, it's just that DauT is struggling to kill the Mangadai. Okay, but DauT, he's done this all before. He knows that there's only so much space for MBL. And he knows MBL just ran this direction, so he's going to chase that down. MBL's still making Mangadai to protect himself there. I think it's this gold that's crucial. Right? He's going to run out of that gold eventually. The only reason MBL's been able to compete here is because his units cost wood and gold. If he was Spanish, he would actually be dead because he wouldn't have food to make conquistadors. So DauT needs to either deny the gold or wait till that gold runs out. Have to say, it's really pleasing to the eye to watch the Mangadai and the conquistadors fight each other. But the Mangadai, they don't miss now that ballistics is in, so... You know, that with the firing speed. Yes, they might not have the HP. Yes, they might not have the armor of a conquistador or even the attack, but ends up being pretty good for them. Alright, this is DauT's point of view. He's getting armor, which is needed on the conks. Well, watch the armor on these bad boys. It's going to go up to 4 pierce armor. Yeah, he's actually watching MBL send new villagers to that woodline. And he can look and see that those trees are being chopped. He should know something's over there. Okay, now, MBL. He's been shooting this castle the entire time with his own castle. Now, he has Bodkin. DauT didn't get that upgrade. And also, he has Mangadai in there, and he's making petards. Now, this is very, very rare that you see this. It's also very, very expensive. But I think... it's great foresight from MBL to realize that he's going to need that gold. That's a lot of gold there. And he can only continue to make Mangadai for so long. So here comes DauT with conquistadors. He's just sniping villagers. Probably realizes that the eco lead's the most important thing for him right now. But as far as DauT's aware, MBL is just making Mangadai in that castle. So you need 5 petards to petard down a 2400 HP town center. For a 4800 HP town center, or excuse me, castle, you need 10. However, DauT's castle is not full HP. So you're looking at about, he's constantly repairing it, but right now it's about 3500. So I think 8 is probably the magic number. Like 8 is the safe number with that amount of HP. MBL sees DauT's building another castle, and it's just the Spanish build speed. Like, this fight is not good for DauT. But it's just the Spanish build speed. He doesn't care about losing conks because he can afford to make more of them, and he's just castling the entire freaking map. Also, that protects his gold. So actually, that was kind of needed defensively. But you know he wants to build another castle here next. MBL currently has 3 petards inside that castle. And, okay, he's about, now it's 4, and now it's about to be 5. Now, these things cost a lot of food. They take forever to produce, too. So that's kind of unfortunate for him, because now his Mangadai numbers are gonna, well, they're not gonna be as high. Probably a good time to go for the petard switch, though, because he has the lead military as it stands. As opposed to doing it earlier where he didn't have the military lead. Can MBL take out this castle? DauT is not necessarily known for losing castles. He's known for failing castle drops. And so far this game, he's ahead because he hasn't failed with castle drops. MBL is going to go for a slick little play. That Mangadai is to distract the castle fire. MBL has 6. The castle's at 3,500 HP. All 6 are going to hit the castle. It takes it down to 400 HP. Remember, I said 8. 8 would definitely have done it. 7 would have done it. I think it's desperation time for MBL because he only has 1 tile of gold remaining. And DauT noticed that. At least I think he did. The castle's down to 250 HP now. Oh, it's so close. MBL's microing here. DauT's defending. The castle's so close. It's so close. Look at it. 150 HP. Okay, MBL just assumes. He just assumes. I'm going to take it out. I've got this. Let's fight here. Let's defend our wood line because DauT's killed a bunch of vills here. There's a huge vill lead now for DauT. MBL has way better military. Both numbers and the unit itself. Oh! Did you see that? Did you see that? It was a 2 HP castle. 2 HP. Not even an arrow. It was a breeze from the arrow. Just a little bit of wafting would have killed that castle. So unlucky for MBL. Doubt is the Lord, so you could argue it was all part of his plan, but oh my goodness, I like the chances of that. So unreal. And now if that castle stands, like MBL's kind of out of steam now. Like he can make more petards, but Doubt knows to repair it. It'll take forever to create these. Like obviously MBL should have made one more petard. It's easy for us to say. But when he is doing 10 different things at once, I can see why he maybe didn't think about it like a caster would or like a YouTube commenter would. And he just went for it. It was a desperation move. And now Doubt is sending, how many villas are here? 25 villagers to build this castle. We've seen this all before. And MBL now has got to be thinking, well, I think he's got me. Doubt beat me with castle drops. Imagine that. A Doubt can take golds. There's actually more stone down here too. I think that's extra, so that was just a gift. Oh, and he has all that stone. Man, I don't know where he got the stone from. Actually, he was taking MBL stone, wasn't he? Yep, he took all that. So, you know, MBL, I think his moment has passed. But my goodness, that was so crazy. 2 HP. I actually thought it was 12 HP when I went in to watch this. Like, I didn't see the entirety of the game, but I kind of knew that that castle stayed up. But 2 HP is unreal. Like, you think about it, and like that comes down to units garrison. It comes down to so many different small little things. I think things like that is what makes Age of Empires 2 so amazing. At the end of this, I'm going to recommend the greatest migration game ever, which is the greatest migration game ever, between Tato and an Argentinian player in the Masters of Migration Cup from, I think, 2 years ago. It was before DE. And there's a moment in that which changes the game, and it came down to a small little thing. That's what Age of Empires is known for, man. Every small little thing matters, and made a difference for Doubt. You know what else made a difference for Doubt? The fact that he walled an MBL scout. MBL couldn't see it coming. Also, maybe MBL could have reacted a bit faster. You just don't expect to see a sneak castle on your golds. And though he could have spotted that on the minimap, he would have had to react really quickly to build a tower there. It was a risky move from Doubt, but it paid off and he got the win. I loved that game. I loved everything about that. I loved Doubt's aggression. I loved his map awareness to know where MBL is going to be taking resources next. I loved his aggression, but then I also loved the defense from MBL, and he almost came back, too. Now, he had lost a bunch of villagers, so had he taken this castle out, he would have gained gold, but still been down by 20, 30 vills. I think Doubt would have had the lead, but I think at that time, MBL had 27 Mangadai, and Doubt maybe had 12 Conquistadors. So, you never know if MBL is able to get gold, make more Mangadai, what that turns into. Maybe then he can justify making some siege to take out this castle and breathe a little bit more. Yeah, actually, he had a siege workshop here. So, you know, imagine if he takes that, rams his castle down, starts to expand, maybe fishes a bit more. I don't know. There were possibilities. Crazy. 99 units killed for MBL, 92 units lost. There's the largest army difference. I think that was the moment there when the castle almost went down. I think that was the count. You guys can look back and see, of course. Doubt had way more food. MBL had 6,900. Nice. He had way more stone, he had some of MBL stone, and he had way more gold. So he just denied gold and stone spots, even wood spots too, despite the fact MBL had more wood. I think MBL was struggling for wood more than Doubt was. And 90% of that map was explored, which is impressive on a map like that. You have to consider a lot of that water you don't see most of the time, so that means that most of the land MBL was aware of, as was Doubt. This is just great Age of Empires 2 right here. Good clash of styles. With the fast feudal age pressure from MBL, you can see that led to a pretty solid castle age time, but things got pretty hairy from there. 2 relics collected for Doubt, did not touch on that at all. Didn't matter that much, would have if the game continued. And there's the crazy timeline. Alright, so again, YouTube, what I've been doing at the end of my videos is I've been recommending another video. And I've been doing this because at this point, I actually just looked, because I thought, I should make a video celebrating 5 years on YouTube. And I realized my YouTube channel has been out for 5.5 years. So I'm still working on something for 250,000 subs. But my channel's been around a long time. And there's a lot of games that you guys might not have seen. And while it might not be the fancy updated graphics of DE, there's some quality content out there. So I normally recommend something at the very end. And that's going to be at the top right-ish or the top left-ish, one or the other, if you want to binge watch more. Thanks for watching. And just one more thing. Thanks to all the individuals who are showing up to my Twitch streams and saying they appreciate the extra work into YouTube content, commenting so at YouTube videos, posting it on like social medias. I do appreciate that. That feedback lets me know that the extra time I've been putting into YouTube content and YouTube only casts is worth it. There was a time where I didn't enjoy the fact that I was just casting to nobody. That's kind of what it feels like when I'm recording a YouTube video versus a stream where I can see and interact with people in a chat. But now that the community's grown, the streams are great. However, I really like to just sit back and diagnose a game, talk through strategy, spend 100% of the time talking about the game. So a big supporter on Twitch, Atomic Sausage, recently said something to me, and I figured I'd just thank everyone else collectively for I guess, recognizing the effort and enjoying the content. Guys, thank you. I will stop blabbing your ear off and check out that migration game, and I'll see you soon. Thanks.